Very excited. Preparation was great. Coming in here with the long layoff, my body, mind, soul needed some time to recoup, reevaluate, reassess, what the next step was. Taking that time to, just get back in the training, with my coaches and teammates. It's been great. Great camp, good energy throughout the whole camp, super healthy, just ready to put on the line. Like I said, it's the first time fighting out of Las Vegas in so long. I totally forgot what I needed to bring, pack, travel, all that. So, but to be able to come down here in Atlanta, I'm excited to put a fight on for the fans. Yeah, I felt great in the fight, had a great camp. In the second round, I got taken down and had vertigo super bad where I couldn't function, move, ended up going to the hospital till 5 or 6 in the morning. So I went to a lot of specialists, figured it out. They had a great physical therapy, vestibular therapy for me to get reacclimated, to get the treatment that I needed to feel confident to get back in there. It took a long time, 14 months out. Super thankful for the UFC, the Performance Institute, the doctors, the PTs there, the staff, the strength conditioning coaches. We really, dialed in on a program that was going to work for me to get me back. And man, I just feel so confident and thankful for those guys that they went above and beyond to make sure that my health was number one priority before we got into training hard again. The sparring, the MMA, you take such huge risk and damage every day going into work, just to make it to the fight. So very appreciative of them, my coaches and corners too, like just being there for me in a time that was kind of up in the air what was next. But I never lost doubt in myself, kept my faith high, and just believed that, this is another, obstacle to get over. I've been here before many times. So coming here fight week, healthy, rejuvenated, and hungry, I'm just super grateful, excited to go on and put on a show on Saturday. Yeah, I think the bantamweight division is one of the toughest divisions in the UFC. I think everybody in the UFC is tough. It's not easy to get here, and to stay here is even harder. So, but the bantamweight, you got people that can wrestle, that has good cardio, good striking. Like I said, Rob's, leading the charge right now. He's a dominant, amazing fighter, great person too. So there's a lot of guys that are super tough. Instead of being a former world champion, I know what it takes to get there, and it's a lot of work, sacrifice. But for me, I've been in the UFC for over 10 years now, and just to be able to put on these gloves, make that walk, do these training camps, I truly love it. It's almost a love-hate relationship, but fighting saved me. The UFC saved me. Forever grateful for the opportunities that I've worked for and that they present. But yeah, the division's fun. There's a lot of huge matchups. I'm not looking over Hani this weekend. He's a tough, gritty dog, veteran. He's been in the game for a long time as well. Just focused on him and whatever goes from there. Yeah, I think every fight is, the most important fight of your career. It's either, learning lessons, or, you win and you go from there. So it's always a huge implication that, the fight can dictate whether it's a win or a loss. Or so, through the experience that I have to bring in there, I fought in the biggest arenas in the world, the biggest, rivalries, the world champion. I've been there, done that. I'm just super excited to come here, healthy fight week, and just go on there and put on a performance and be me, and remind, not for myself, but for everyone, who I am. That's it. At the end of the day, just go out and have fun. And like I said, camp's been great. I've been having good energy every day inside there. Like I said, 14 months ago, I didn't know what was next for me. My health was in not good shape. After the Figgy fight, during that, the vertigo came back, and I was getting ready for the next fight, and fight week vertigo again, and it was just one of those things, man. It just, you can't take anything for granted in this life, so I would try to stay balanced, never too high off a win, never too low off a loss, just every day grind and get to where I'm at. Like I said, healthy camp, and I'm just excited to fight on Saturday. For me, just going out there and just as being myself, like however the win comes is going to come. I know I put in the work. I'm in the best shape of my life. I believe in myself, to the fullest, wherever the fight needs to go. To get the win. So just coming out and victorious, and just remember and having fun in there, because you don't know when your last fight will be.